A few days ago I was contacted by a company called Olight and asked if I would be interested in reviewing one of their flashlights. When I did a bit of research online, it's obvious that they produce very high quality flashlights. So I contacted them and said yes, I would review one of their products, and they've sent me this flashlight. This is the S1R Baton II. It replaces the original S1R Baton. First of all, it has gone from 900 to 1000 lumens. It's smaller than the original, has a double-sided clip so you can place it facing upwards or downwards on a belt. It's got a better grip. It's IPX8 rated, which means it's waterproof down to 2 meters for 20 minutes, I think. I've had a play with this flashlight, and in all honesty I feel as if I've got an extra Christmas present, because it is a fabulous piece of kit. It really is an impressive torch. The box that the flashlight arrives in contains quite a bit of information. It's got a 5-year guarantee. When using this torch on the turbo mode at 1000 lumens, it will run on 1000 lumens for 1.5 minutes and then drop down to 300 lumens, and then you've got another 37 minutes of operation. If it's on the high mode, it will run at 600 lumens for 1.5 minutes and drop down to 300 lumens and run for a further 45 minutes. On the medium setting, it will run at 60 lumens for 3 hours and 40 minutes. On the low setting, it will run at 12 lumens for 20 hours. When it's on the moon setting, which is 0.5 lumens, it will run for 8 days solid. So that's quite handy if you're in an emergency situation. It's not a lot of light, but it's certainly enough to see by. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a quality product. If you look at the lanyard, they've even put a little split pin on it so that you can thread it through the clip on the torch. That is a really nice touch, and it shows real attention to detail. So out of the box, this torch won't work, because what you've got to do is unscrew the body and remove this little plastic tab, which is preventing the battery from making contact. It's got a lovely feel to it when you tighten it up. There we go. So the flashlight has a power indicator built into the button. It goes from green, which is 60 to 100%, then orange, which is 10% to 60%, and then we have the red light. So now that we've got the red light on, it's obviously between 0 and 10%, so I think I'll charge the battery. So as well as being an upgraded flashlight, the charger is also upgraded. This is the MCC2, which replaces the MCC charger. It's a slightly different shape and it's a little bit thinner, but it's also backward compatible with all the older flashlights that use the original MCC charging cable. Charging this flashlight is a pure joy. You can literally drop the charger onto the flashlight and it will commence charging. The cable needs to be plugged into a USB charger, and as you can see, we've got a red LED on the back of the charger there, which is telling you that the battery is charging. And now you can see that we've got a green LED, so the torch is now fully charged. And that took 50 minutes, but obviously it wasn't at 0, it was above 0, it was between 0 and 10%, because it had only just gone red when I started charging it. So now I want to talk about this clip. Now you can see that you can either mount it vertically this way or vertically this way. I know you're finding it difficult to see me because of the camera, but because of that clip you can easily mount this thing on a cap, even a hard hat I would imagine, and use the flashlight a bit like a headlamp, so you can see directly in front of you. It's not in your hands. If you're out and you're doing something out and about and you need both hands available, very, very handy. Now I live in the middle of the countryside, and when there is no moon on the night time, it is absolutely pitch black out there. Now what we tend to do when we're walking down the road is to actually carry a torch and have it pointing down to the ground. Just using the clip in the other direction means that you can mount the torch like this. It will shine down on the road and warn oncoming traffic. One thing I also forgot to mention is the MCC2, the charger that comes with this torch, is an upgraded version of the MCC insofar as it's gone from 750 milliamps to 1 amp. So you've got 33% more charging power, and your batteries will charge quicker with the Mark II MCC. So to change through the 3 modes from low, medium to high, keep your finger on the on-off button and it will cycle through those 3 modes. And what you do is you stop on the mode that you want to leave it on. So that's on the medium mode. If I want to change it again, I press down and keep my thumb on it, and it cycles through the 3. So that's the low mode. Again, press down and keep my thumb on it, and that's on high mode. Now if I want to go from high mode to turbo mode, so that's from 600 to 1000 lumens, then I press the power switch quickly twice. I just hold down on the button again and it starts cycling through the 3 low, medium and high modes. So that's fairly simple. Now whichever mode I leave the torch on, when I turn the torch off, which is just one press of the on off button, it will save that mode. So when I turn it back on again, it will start up in that mode. So when the torch is in the off position, if I press down and keep my finger on it, then it starts up in what is called moonlight mode. And as you can see, that's not particularly bright. That's the dimmest that the torch will go. Again, just press once to turn it off. If I turn it back on again with one press, then it starts up in moonlight mode. So it will stay in moonlight mode indefinitely now until I change it, which is quite handy. So if the torch is off and I want to go straight into turbo mode, if I press it twice quickly, it goes straight into turbo mode on startup. So that's quite handy if you need to get it bright very, very quickly. You don't have to cycle through any of the modes. It starts up in turbo mode. So and the last thing is, if I press this quickly 3 times when it's switched off, it goes into strobe mode. So as well as those operating modes, this flashlight also has 2 timers. It's got a 9-minute timer or a 3-minute timer. So if you've got the flashlight turned on, pressing the power button and then pressing and holding, so press and hold like this, press and hold, right, you'll see there that the light flashes. If it flashes twice, then it goes on to a 9-minute timer and it will switch off after 9 minutes, staying on whatever mode it's in. If I do the same again, so press and hold, so press and hold, just one flash means that it is now on the 3-minute timer, and after 3 minutes it will turn itself off. So that's a very handy feature. It means that you can actually go to bed with the light left on and it will turn itself off after either 3 or 9 minutes. This torch is described as an EDC torch, which translates to everyday carrying torch. So basically it's sold as a general purpose torch. But it also has tactical capabilities, and by that I mean, if you're in trouble, if you've got a burglar in your house or something like that, you can use this torch to distract them very, very easily, and that's where the strobe comes in. Let's just say that you're laid in bed and you can hear somebody walking around and they're entering your bedroom, point it at them and press it 3 times. If it's pitch black, right, they are definitely not going to be able to see for a few seconds, and they're going to be extremely disorientated by this. So it does have tactical capabilities. And now I'm going to put it on turbo. This probably won't come out on the camera, but there's a barn over there and I can see that, and that is 74 meters away, and we're traveling through a fine mist. I'm holding the torch against the video camera. And you can see the mist. Unfortunately, the video that I've taken outside doesn't do this justice. My camera equipment will not pick up what I'm actually seeing with my eyes. I've added 2 clips with 2 different cameras, and I have doctored the video to try and show a little bit more, but that's the best I can do. And what I will say is what I was actually seeing was really very good. This is a very capable torch. Olight's reputation in the flashlight industry is similar to Mercedes and BMW in the motor industry, and I think that's well deserved. This is a real quality product. Now it costs a lot of money, but the old adage, you pay for what you get, comes into play with this. It's hard to believe that a torch like this can produce the amount of light that it does. It does tend to get a bit warm on the turbo and high settings, and I have a feeling that that's why it's restricted to 1.5 minutes. But it's a brilliant torch, and I am so glad that Olight have asked me to review it. I hope you found this review useful, and thank you for watching.